I moved in with my girlfriend recently. She's cool. She was sucking my dick recently. That's not why she's cool, but it helps. She was doing that, and she said, "Marcus, I think your cum tastes like Elmer's glue." And I said, "Well, I wish it worked like Elmer's glue, so you could keep your fucking mouth shut." I'm the alpha male in the relationship. Just kidding, I slept on the couch that night in my Spider-Man pajamas. No way home. Anyway, she's still in college. I just graduated college, so it's not weird. But she was writing her thesis on she could pick any social issue she wanted to and just research it and write about it. And she picked human trafficking. And I was just like, wow, if you think human traffic is bad, just wait until you see car traffic. Damn, you know. Rush hour is a real bitch, you know? Especially when you have a teenage girl in your trunk. Like, come on. I'm just trying to get home. Alright, cool, you guys are okay with me being an asshole. That's fantastic. I've been watching car commercials recently because I've been looking for a car, and I realized they lie to you a lot. They always show like their car going on a fucking adventure in the mountains, and there's sunset and there's no other traffic. Like, a lot of the time the Dodge Ram is just going to be in the Wendy's drive-thru with 5 screaming kids. Okay, it's not that deep. They say this car can drive on any terrain until I take it into water. That was a lie. I always give you so much useless information too. Like the top speed of this car is 206 miles per hour. Okay, can't wait to use that during my morning commute to work. 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. Wow. Well, I'll show you 20 to life in 5. My girlfriend and I, we were thinking about getting a pet recently. She wanted to get a hamster, but she said they die too easily. And I was like, yeah, I prefer a challenge as well. But we went to the pet store to just look at stuff, and there's this cute little gerbil. His name was Sammy. He was black, I was black, we had a connection. And I bent down and I waved to him, and he did that. And I noticed there was a piece of paper on his cage, and it said $49.99. And something just didn't click right. Like, this guy's life is worth less than a shitty vacuum cleaner. Like, that's not fair to him, you know? Like, what if I killed him in the store? I wouldn't. What if I killed him in the store? Would an employee come out and be like, yes, sir, that'll be $49.99, cash or card? That's fucked up for Sammy, you know? We came back the next Sunday, and they crossed out his price tag, and it said, Sunday Sandy sale, $29.99. And I was like, bro, what did you do? How did you get your life reduced by 40%? From $50 to $30? I did the right thing. I took out a marker and I crossed out the sales line and I wrote a 3/5 compromise. That's what was going on. In case anyone doesn't know, that's the joke. It's a joke about how quite a little bit of time ago, black people were worth about 3/5 as white people. That was a 3/5 compromise. I'm half black, so I'm a 4/5, so that's good for me. 80%, so B- we're past. I remember growing up, I was in 3rd grade, we were learning about inventions, and we would always learn like when a black person invented something, but we would never know like their name. Like, I'd say Thomas Edison light bulb, Alexander Graham Bell telephone, traffic light was his black, African American citizen, number 752, one of those. I remember our teacher came in one day and she was trying to be more inclusive, so she was like, okay guys, today we're going to talk about a great man. His name was George Washington Carver. He invented the peanut. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can't invent a plant. And I raised my hand, I was like, teacher, you can't really invent a plant. You can only really, like, you know, make use of it. Like, yeah, that's like saying someone invented marijuana. And she was like, oh, black people did that too. Thanks, Marcus. Thanks for your contribution. But no, Carver didn't invent the peanut. He used it to like make shampoos and milks and stuff. He was a peanut engineer, something like that. And there was a kid in the back of the class. He raised his hand and he was like, "Teacher, I'm allergic to peanuts." And she was like, "Shut up, you fucking racist." Next thing you know, you'll be allergic to traffic lights. Just kidding. Only Princess Diana is allergic to She's not the one that just died. It's fine, okay? Anyway, before I met my girlfriend, I had trouble getting laid in school. I think because I kind of look like Eric, guy, 9/11 guy. I think that made a lot of white women in my college very scared. I remember I was at a party once and there was a girl walking around with a free blowjob sign. And my friend tried to wingman me. He walked over to her and pointed at me and she was like, "Oh no, not the ISIS guy." And she wouldn't give me head, so I took hers. Thank you. I was always a little bit insecure growing up. Always had like negative feelings about myself. I remember when I was 11, I walked up to my dad and I was like, "Dad, I want to die." And he said, "Boy, don't talk like that. That's white people shit." So now I'm still here because, I mean, no offense to several of you, but I didn't want to be white. But now I go skiing in the winter, so I might as well also kill myself, you know? I already dipped my toes into the waters of Caucasity. Might as well tie a brick and jump in. I know one insecurity I have is I'm losing hair already. A lot of people say, "Oh, Marcus, you look fine. Your insecurities come out of thin air." I say, "No, they come from thin air, thank you." A lot of people try to make me feel better. They're like, "Oh, you're bald. Well, so is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson." Okay. I'm not Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, okay? I'm Marcus A. Pebble Cusick. Not even the Pebble, I'm amongst the other Pebbles. I hate when people like try to compare you up to try to make you feel better about an insecurity. Like Joe probably wouldn't like it if someone was like, "Oh, you're short, well so is Prince." Like, okay, cool, now I just have to learn every single instrument ever. Be one of the greatest musicians of all time. It's fucking rude. People should try comparing down, like, "Oh, you're insecure about your art, you didn't get into art school." Neither did Hitler. It might make them feel better, like, "Oh, well, I did projection better than Hitler did," so, you know. So, like, I was thinking about starting an OnlyFans recently. Yeah, that's what I thought. For those of you who don't know, OnlyFans is a website where women who graduated in psychology go to post nude pictures and videos and sell them. And that's nice and all. I like sex work, I support it. But I think we have to be a little bit honest about it. There was some research that was released recently that showed that porn was just as addictive as crack, based on like dopamine releases and stuff. And if you think like me, you might think that that means that everyone who makes an OnlyFans is a crack dealer. I wouldn't quite say it's that bad, because, you know, if you smoke too much crack, it'll kill you. But if you watch too much porn, you'll only want to kill yourself. So it's a little bit different. Somebody struck a nerve with some men in the audience. But at least when you buy crack, you actually get to smoke it. Like, if I buy a girl's OnlyFans, I don't get to sleep with her. I would hate if I gave a crack dealer $200 and he was just like, look, crack. Oh yeah. If you subscribe to my trap house for $9.99 a month, I'll send you pictures and videos of me and my friends smoking it. So you can wish you were here. I don't know why guys buy that shit, because, I mean, you can just Google image search titties, and then you're done. It's like, it's not that complicated. Okay, thank you. I'm Marcus Cusick.
Hi, I'm Greg. I gotta watch my time up here. I took a gummy before the show started. I don't know what's gonna kick in. Might be kicking in right now. Not a hot gummy, it was a melatonin. I passed a cemetery on the way here. They had a sign out front. It said, buy one burial plot, get a second burial plot free. It's pretty clear what they're up to. That's a dead giveaway. Okay, good. Good start. Good start. I grew up in the 80s. I've been watching a lot of old movies from the 80s. My favorite movie from the 80s is Top Gun. Any Top Gun fans out there? Oh, good. One. Top Gun taught us that fighter pilots have all the coolest nicknames. Do you remember what they were? Tom Cruise's character, they called him Maverick, because he was a maverick, right? Like, didn't like rules that guy. It's a little on the nose. And then there was Iceman, they called him Iceman, because he had a really icy disposition. Like, he would have a nice conversation with you. He wouldn't go out for coffee with you unless it was nice coffee. And then there was Goose. And they called him Goose because he ended up splattered on the windshield of an airplane. done, it's great, I recommend it. But I was disappointed because Goose's son was not played by Ryan Gosling. Why am I the one that has to think of that? No? Okay. This is going about as good as I've ever done. I've been doing some traveling recently. I stayed at this hotel, and they didn't tell me when I made the reservation, but they were doing a meetup that weekend for people with vestigial tails. Yeah, you know what those are? We got any here? Any nobody's going to admit that, I think. No, I got to meet up a whole bunch of them. They're beautiful people. I went down to the hotel bar. We had some drinks. And they kept knocking mine off the table with their tails. Is how that joke works. That's a thinker. All right. I like the table slapping. The laughter's better, probably. That's what we're here for. No, I just got back from Vegas. This is my first time out there. I'd never seen this before. There was a guy along the Vegas Strip standing next to a limousine, and it was his job to recruit people to get into his limousine, and he would take you to the strip club that he was working for. And I see him, he's calling out to people as they get close to him. There was this older couple walking by, and he yells out, "It's couples night at the strip club, free buffet." They weren't interested, they just kept on walking. Behind them, there was two Japanese businessmen, and he yells out, "Full nudity, no pixelation." They weren't interested either. I think they liked the pixelation, that's what they were into. And then he saw me coming, he sized me up right away, because he yelled out, "Bacon and titties!" How do you know those are my two favorite things? And bacon. I've been trying to get a hold of Charlie Sheen's brother, but I can't, because I don't know his email address to this. I hate that joke. I'm with you on that one. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I get all these bracelets everywhere I go. They say I'm glad you're here on them. And I have enough here for everybody. If you want one after the show, I'll give you one. Because I deal with depression. That's my thing. I'm just happy to be alive every day. So I'm glad that you could be here to support live comedy. Because this is what gives me the most joy in my life. So thank you all so much. I have enough bracelets for everybody. So come see me after the show. I'll give you one. All right, back to the jokes. I have $1 million idea. I'll take investors after the show too if they're interested. I want to start making kayaks out of recycled Axe body spray bottles. We're going to call them douche canoes. Alright, good. I need the applause break on that. I actually have stickers too. They say douche canoes on them. Go for a row on a summer's eve. The world confuses me. I don't understand. Simple things confuse me, like turnstiles. We didn't walk through any turnstiles here, but some places you go, like a ball game or Cedar Point or Menards for some reason. Why does Menards have a turnstile? I don't get it. Why are some places still look, you can't come in here until you rub your crotch on our pole? Menards is stupid. Do you agree with me? Anybody with me on that? Lowe's makes sense, Home Depot, those are very straightforward stores, but Menards feels Canadian, right? It's just different in there. What's going on at Menards? They sell everything that you would expect at a hardware store. They sell plywood. You can also buy milk. Who's going to Menards to buy milk? Probably the same people that are going there to buy the romance novels. You get the romance novels at Menards too. So I can get romance novels and milk and plywood all in the same shopping trip. But I can't get any of them until they rub Menards on their bowl. I'm an awkward person. I have awkward interactions everywhere I go. At the deli. At the deli, they always ask me questions that I don't know the answers to. How thick do you want that? I have no idea how to answer that question. How thick do I want? How thick do you want it? I don't know. How thick does everybody else want it? I just want a regular thickness. Can I get a regular? Just a regular. Because there's no number system, there's no frame of reference, there's no way to answer that question. How thick do you want that? All I know is that I don't want to be known as the guy at Kroger who likes his meat extra thick. It's a reputation that follows you home. So I've been trying to get back at them. I started ordering things that they can't answer. Give me a week's worth of provolone. I'll take 5,000 calories with a potato salad. I'll take twice as much salami as the next guy wants. Slice it all lengthwise. Anybody gotten a facial lately? Oh, nobody knows how to answer that question anymore, do we? That's a hard question to answer these days, because we're all sophisticated people. We all know that facials are two different things, right? There's the facials that you pay somebody to give you at a salon. It's very professional. You come out of there, your skin looks better. And then there's the facials. They're kind of a surprise. But also, I hear make your skin look better. Unless you have a nut allergy. It's just gotten way too awkward. We need to change the name of the facial, at least one of those, right? Because I was talking to my mom the other day. She's telling me about her day. She's like, oh, I had a great day. Went and got a facial. That ruined my whole week. Nobody wants to hear that. That's awful. We just need to change the name of at least one of those. It would be kind of like we started calling midget orgies quarter pounders. How do you think it would take for them to change the name of the quarter pounder? Probably the next day. I think about orgies a lot. You don't? I think it's because I'm a comedian. I think there's some similarities between stand-up comedy and an orgy. But there's one crucial difference. Like in a show like this, I'm okay going up like third or fourth in the lineup. I'm okay with other people warming up the room. But at an orgy, I'm going first. I don't want to be the headliner of that show. That's a dirty act. There are some similarities, I think. Like at a comedy show or at an orgy, you'll hear somebody say, oh, you're really going to love this next guy. He's a good friend of mine. Everybody give it up for Darren. And then you give it up for Darren. All right, have a great night, everybody.
All right, give it up for Brian and everybody you've seen so far tonight. For yourselves coming out. There's a lot of people in here. You know, all these diseases and stuff. You know, it's good to see people still coming out. I don't know about you guys, but I'm hoping that the cure for monkeypox is already having herpes. That was a really bad way to tell my girlfriend she has herpes. I feel like a lot of people have like that cool uncle, you know? Like growing up, you had like a cool uncle, and then like other people had like that creepy uncle, you know? That like your parents didn't let you stay over at his house, you know, that kind of guy. My uncle was like a bit of both. He was like a creepy, cool uncle. He let us stay up late. I remember he let us sneak out and watch Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? You guys remember that show? Except he'd call it, you think you're smarter than all these sexy ass kids? You know? I remember he used to say, we're all God's children. You know, he was kind of a religious guy. But then he would say, and God, do I love children. And then he put us to sleep with some cookies that he gave us. Creepy cool, you know what I mean? They're good cookies. I feel like only houses get haunted. You know, like nobody has like a haunted apartment or a haunted trailer. I think the worst house to have haunted would be like if you lived in a tiny house. You know, like every time you turn around, you're like, fuck! Again! Same fucking guy. Sometimes I wish my house was haunted. Because after the terrible accident, it would be really nice to see my parents again. And that's hard to laugh at, but it's fucking funny to say. You know, if COVID's taught me anything, it's that I can fit my cat's whole tail in my mouth. Like all the way down to the base. So when I got home, I was like, "You're a fucking idiot!" I was like really laid into him, you know. Did it for like days, and he never got better. I called the vet back, and he's like, "You did what?" And I found out, they say cats have 9 lives, but I only had to shoot my cat once. You know, if you have 3 of something, it's usually pretty easy to have a favorite. You know, if you got like 3 kids or 3 pets, you know, you got your favorite one. I'll tell you what it's not easy to have a favorite of when you have 3 is DUIs. I really didn't like any of them. The last one, the 3rd one, I thought for sure, there's no way I can get busted. You know, I've been busted twice already. I know the tricks now. You know? I was driving with my headlights off, drinking out of camo cans. Still got pulled over. He looked at me and he said, "Seth, if I give you a breathalyzer right now, what do you think you'll blow?" I said, "I don't know, 2 or 3 cops to get out of the He tricked me, I did like 7. I was really good at it. Hey guys, I try to be progressive. You know, I try to be with the kids. It's not really cool to say anymore, but what the kids were calling woke. You know, like I try to keep up with the times. Like I quit using Ben Gay until I come out still gay. The other day I was walking through Meijer's and I was in the frozen food section and there was a pizza and it said no trans fats. And I was like, that's me, you know, pizza's for everybody. I'm trying to figure out what the difference is between a Siberian orchestra and a trans-Siberian orchestra. I think they're about the same, except in the trans-Siberian orchestra, they just don't like the instruments they were given. The guy didn't want to fucking oboe. I wanted a vagina. How come it's alright for me to circumcise my infant son, but I can't give my infant daughter a Kid Rock neck tattoo? You guys ever feel like getting into heaven was probably a whole lot easier before they could just check your web history? You know, you get up there, I got a feeling I'm going to get up there and he's going to be like, I see a lot of butt stuff. You know? And colorblind porn, what's that all about? Like, oh, I did colorblind chicks. Why? Oh, because they can't see all the red flags. And St. Peter will be like, that's the dumbest fucking joke I've ever heard. Straight to hell. Sometimes I wonder if a vegan has a seizure and swallows their tongue and dies, are other vegans like, you're a fucking poser, you know? I want to have so much phone sex that I get hearing aids. Just like grandma. I grew up in the 90s, my mom was gay. And that was pretty tough. I got made fun of a lot. Still kind of hot walking in on her having sex. But we weren't allowed to say gay in my house. Nothing could be gay. We played a game called Smear the Queer. We weren't allowed to play that. Nothing could be gay. Even Marvin Gaye. We weren't allowed to say Marvin Gaye. We had to call him Marvin retarded. You guys done a whole lot of fun. Give it up for your host one more time.
Oh man, anybody in love? I wish I knew what that was. That's oh man, there's something that's going on with me. Like as I'm getting older, the religious connection between me and my little monster, it's getting a little like weird. I hope it's not happening to anybody else. I'm sure there's a pill for it, but I just remember in my teenage years, a slight breeze, and just harder than calculus test. I was invincible. What? The stuff that I would do? Are you kidding me? Missionary sex with heavy eye contact? Bring it on. You know? What? It has a little bit of AIDS on it? You know, like in and out like a robbery, you know? Man. But as I started going north of my mid-30s, my dick was starting to develop opinions. Oh, now you know the difference between a good and a bad blowjob. The other day I caught him frowning in a dick pic.